Hello there. Welcome to Wayfarer Plays Satisfactory. I'll be Wayfarer, and hopefully you'll be satisfied. This is episode 17 of season 1. I'm actually going to be making this the end of season 1, and we'll be starting season 2 quite shortly. And I'll explain in the video why I'll need a few days before I'll be able to continue with season 2. But in any case, I'm going to show you what I finished up as far as organizing my base is concerned, and how I improved on it, and then I'll show you what my goals are, my plans are for the next stage. Season 2 will begin with finding oil. So anyway, let's take a look at the game, and I am going to play some Wayfarer music. Alrighty. There we go, the theme song right away. Hold on just a second, that's a little loud. I'm going to turn that down a bit. There we go. That's good. Alright, so anyway, what I've been working on, as you see, a big, vast open space here. This is because this is where I had my hub, the MAM, the awesome sink, and the awesome store, and the big old blueprint designer, and maybe some other things. But that was kind of like my homey area. I've cleared that off, and I may salvage this stuff, or I might just leave this in case I decide this would be a good spot for something else. I don't know at this point. But in any case, this was originally a little bit more space, and over here was my original just iron assembly line. That's the original iron assembly line. But basically, I put the steel assembly line that was on top. It was like a second floor. I put it all on this floor now. It makes for less craziness of roller coasters, of conveyor belts. It's a little bit more organized. Now, let me get this out of my hand. It's kind of like taking up a good third of the screen. Okay, so anyway, the concrete I just moved over a little bit, shifted it sideways so I could kind of push it out of the way, because I didn't know how much space I would need here, so I wanted to make as much as possible. So the concrete still, contributes, but now it's all on one floor. I'm using the stackable poles because I just like them better. So you can even walk through them like that. And then that allows me, if I find that I need to put something else on the same conveyor belt area, at least, I can just stack a pole, and there you see the wires, and the concrete can just take up one area of space rather than having two. So that's one of the conveniences of the stackable poles, being able to combine some things into an area and not take up as much horizontal space. So there's the copper section, and basically I now have the conveyor belts going to where they need to be in the steel assembly line, like that. So that's basically what I did as far as integrating that stuff. But we'll take a look here at the steel assembly line itself. So I have just one foundry here at the top. Everything is still on, but all the containers are full. And that happened just like a day after the last episode that I recorded. I know it's been a few days since I recorded a Satisfactory video, but that was pretty quick. Once I got everything set up, most of the stuff was starting to fill up anyway, and then it all just filled up. So that's the foundry. The ingots go into here and there. I have a splitter set up. Basically, there's two steel items that are made at the beginning of the process, and that's the steel pipes and the actually the steel pipes are on this side, and this is the steel beams. Yeah, I could jump through. So, you know, they're all filled up. Whoa, wait a minute. Steel beams has stopped. There's a bunch sitting here. Bunch sitting there. So they're not being taken away. I think what we have here is a problem. And we're all filled up here, so that means the blockage is right here. Let me look at my, well, if I knew what was in my inventory ahead of time, I would have been able to check. Sometimes, like if something that is not the item that, I don't know, sometimes blockages do occur. So let me just see here. Sometimes that's like an item that's not supposed to be there and it blocks it up, but that would be on a constructor, not on storage. Now let's see there. Okay. I don't know what that was. It looked like it was hooked up all right. But anyway, I could throw in all the steel beams here. Okay. I guess it's always good to check on that stuff just to see. Hey, same thing happened here with the pipes. But I don't see anything coming out here. This is on. It appears to be full. Let me just try this. But there doesn't seem to be a reason that they're not coming out. There we go. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know what was going on. So anyway, now we're filling up there. But we're filled up the rest of the way, so I don't know. I guess I should check all containers just to make sure things are flowing. So here's where the steel beams and the concrete get put together to make enhanced steel beams. So let's check that. Yep, that's full up. That's why that's blocked. And this is full up over here. These are the stators. That's where the wire comes in and gets combined with the steel pipe. Kind of crashing into it there, but it lets me do it. It goes ahead. I'm good. I mean, I couldn't lift this up higher and still have it go in there. Okay, so anyway, we're good on the stators. Those are stators, right? I haven't heard of a stator before this game, to be honest with you. But I am not a factory person, always, so. Well, anyway. And then over here, we have an assembler putting together the modular frames, which are coming from the end of the iron assembly line, coming over this way. Basically, you see that bends around to the end of that assembly line. That comes in and it gets combined with, I don't think these are the enhanced steel beams. They're just the regular steel beams. I have a splitter over there that splits them off, brings them in here, and this is where they get put together to make, I think it's called a versatile framework. Yeah. And that's all filled up, so that's been working. And then over here we have, see, this is something that can also gum something up. There shouldn't be two of different items going in here. Wires going in there. Basically, we have rotors and stators are supposed to be going in here, but somehow wires probably got into that storage by accident. Maybe me manually putting in wires like a dummy. And hold on just a second here. I lost my mouse. That's probably the KVM I'm using. Got my server computer here, and I use a KVM to do both. Okay, I got my mouse back, but my screen is now, there we go. All right, so I do see that these are stators. It's filled up already. They're going in here into the splitter. I don't know how the wires got on here. Are there any wires going into this splitter? There's only one inlet. And the inlet at this point seems to be here, stators. Some of them go off to contribute to the versatile frameworks. So this is the input here. I mean, at some point, wires just got in there. So that's a problem. That will block up your assembly line at a point where your assembler is expecting something else. If it gets something that it's not supposed to be getting, then it blocks it. So yeah, this is supposed to be getting stators and rotors. The rotors are coming from the iron assembly line. And then it goes in here where it makes, and it's all filled up with these. So it must have been something that happened. It's something I did towards the end of the process, but these are motors. That's what the stator and the rotor make. Motors. And then there's one more item, I think. I don't think I did this yet. And this item is made from wire. Wow. No, that wire is going over to the that's probably going over to the iron assembly line. The wire is used with I don't remember, but some other stuff there. But this is weird. I gotta check this out to see what I did here. Okay, we got a problem. Solve this. Something going to something that's not supposed to be. Like, there's a lot of wires here, but maybe that's a mistake. This is supposed to be stators and cables making automatic wiring. So obviously wires aren't supposed to come in here. That's what's blocking this. So I'll have to hook this up again. Yeah, somewhere along the way, the stator thing got wires in it, and I was sending wires to places where it shouldn't go. It should be stators that are going over there. So, click this. I'm glad I did this episode, showing this stuff, because I probably wouldn't have found it otherwise. I thought, I mean, as you saw, a lot of my containers are full, so I thought they were all full, and everything is going swimmingly. Alright, we're going to get a yellow on this because the hookup is not going to be perfect. There's a little bit of graphic crashing there, but I'm willing to live with it if it lets me do it. Now, where did it go after this point? Oh yeah, it goes right in here into this assembler. There we go. So there's the stators coming in with the cable. That's the recipe, and that makes automatic wiring. Now I guess the reason why I didn't notice it, because this was already filled up when it was hooked up right or something. But anyway, now my conveyor belts are working. And I put a splitter at the end here in case the automatic wiring is going to go to something else. Got a splitter at the end here for, I guess, versatile frameworks, and the same thing with the enhanced steel beams, whatever. I mean, no, I already hooked those up to something else. Basically, I always put splitters at the end of containers so that that item can go somewhere else if a recipe calls for it. But anyway, you know, this is the whole steel face, and I know that I thought, you know, I was finished with it. I just reorganized it. Now I am truly finished with it, and I have debugged it. So, over here is the iron stuff. They're all filled up. Finally, the screws got to build up and fill up their container. In between all these assembly lines, I did organize the poles so that the poles are just going down one line on either side. No, on one side of each of these. Basically, that's the poles. That's the pole line going for the steel assembly. And then over here for the iron assembly, that's their pole line. But I just wanted to show you because, you know, yeah, that's the reinforced iron plates, I believe. Now here's the screws going in here. These should be screws. Oh, they are screws. I'm sorry, I looked at them briefly and it looked like something else. So the screws have filled up. That's the thing. They were going out so fast to contribute to other recipes that never got a chance to fill up until all the end containers got filled. So I mentioned a little bit about this in the last episode and past few episodes, I guess, in getting these assembly lines all together. So now we're good with that. I hooked up a storage container to the sink here, the awesome sink, because any extra stuff I have that I'm not going to be using, like basically the next step, I'm just going to be using iron plates and concrete. And since all my containers are filled up and I've corrected all the problems with my stuff, I could just throw in anything that's not that. Because, there we go. So I can always just grab them out of their containers. And with the sink, as you build up stuff, you eventually do get credits to buy things in the awesome shop, which is right next to it. I'll show you that in a minute. I don't know if I got any coupons yet. Let's see. Oh, I did. Oh, yay, I got a coupon. I'm gonna hit E. I think I picked it up. Or do you do it here? Oh, let me check my inventory. There's the concrete, there's the iron plates I'll be using. I don't see a coupon in my inventory. I don't know if it will just credit that to me in the awesome store, or let me see here. Try this again. I'm going to shift left click and it put it in my inventory. Okay, so that's what you do. You don't hit E, you just shift left click. So I already got a coupon. Anything I can get with one coupon. Organization, signs. This looks like something I'll have to take some time to really look at and see what I want. Lighting, storage, and that's just a category of organization, I believe. Yeah, there's all these categories. So that'll be something I'll look at when I have time. Right now, I guess I could put this coupon away. Hey, is it just concrete and iron plates to make personal storage? I could put a bin for coupons and stuff. I'm straying from the topic. Personal storage. No, it needs something else. It looks like it needs rods. So it's rods and plates, no concrete in it. Alright, never mind that. I can just put this coupon away here where I keep some of my utilities. And I'm going to actually store the object scanner because with what's coming up. Now, I know this is going to be placed in season 2, but I do just have seasons basically like chapters in a book. It's not done seasonally. But the next thing I want to do is to make, to find some oil. Now, I've done the scanning, and after the scan comes back with results, I'll show you. B. Now let's make sure it's on the right thing. No, it's pinging too early. That's definitely not oil. Oil is further away. Crude oil. Now, the closest one is that way, but it's pretty far away. And if you look at the landscape, it's pretty rough. I've gone walking out there and it's been like just zones where it's too steep to get to, zones where it's too much of a drop, big chasms, all sorts of stuff. So if we look at the map here, we got some oil way up there. This has changed. I don't know if oil, does it move around? But anyway, we see some over here, which is northeast, and then there's one up north. But these are pretty far away. As you see, the distance between me and my hub is like this much here. That's far away, but it's not so much far away landscape. It's because of landscape, because that actually a pretty cool shot. Take a picture of that. There's a lot of drops and stuff. Like here, there's a bit of a drop, but it's not that bad. But there's like high points, low points, high points. It goes up and down, and I could hardly get anywhere. And then I'm trying to go around like chasms to see if I could get to the other side. I'm trying to go up hills, and it's like a labyrinth because the terrain is so fluctuating, you know? So the idea is if I'm going to get oil, I'm probably going to have to build out platforms and work my way over to it. And that's why I'm going to need a few days to kind of work on that. Because some of these chasms, like this isn't that bad, but some of these, when you're staring down, it's like I get dizzy and it's like, whoa. And so I need to take a break every now and then. So I gotta, basically I'm gonna make 4x4 platforms and work my way out that way at the start, and then as I go I'll keep checking with the map and just see what I need to do. It's going to be kind of like time intensive, and it's not something that you want in a video. It'd be a really long video, and it'd probably be multiple parts every time I need to take a break. So in other words, it's a long-term thing. But what I'm planning on doing, I've already done this, but I'm going to redo it because I want to make some better options. Is I want to use the Blueprint Designer to make 4x4 platforms. Now I've already kind of made some. If we go over here in the Q menu to the blueprints, I made some of the 4 meter tall and some of the 2 meter tall. These I didn't get the icons in, and a thing that bothers me is like I hit edit and I can't like edit these really. Like you can select it, but you can't even delete it from here. I can add a new category, I can add a subcategory, and then apply changes, but I'm double clicking this, right clicking it. I mean, I can't edit it. So it looks like you got to get your blueprint things right first time, otherwise you won't be able to edit them. But let me just show you, like for example, I'm going to get out of the edit mode, call up one of these. These ramps, I made the 4x4 ramps there in the Blueprint Designer, but I was trying to hook them at the end of platforms and it just wasn't working. And I mean even the ones that don't have walls on it. Like here, I'm going to try to just show you. It just wasn't working. It was working with the platforms that are just made out of the flat foundations, but like I go here, even if I were to take these walls out, here, I'll do it. I couldn't get you see, you can't get it down below to hook up to here. I could put it down there, but I can't get it to hook up to this platform. Whereas the platforms themselves, if you just get it just right, there we go. I could hook these up, no problem. I'm not going to put it there because I don't want it there. But you see what I mean? I could basically do 4x4 platforms quickly that way and get further distances quicker. That's the whole idea. The only thing is, yeah, you got to be a little bit more accurate with the mouse. It's pretty sensitive. Like you got to get right on the right spot, and then you can flop it down. So I'll be able to take those flat platforms out and go straight and try to get to oil. I'm going to show on the map. Remember the oil was kind of over here in this area, and then there was some up here in the dark areas I haven't explored yet. And I was trying to get out to these areas, going through here, and I just could not get to them. So, because it was like a labyrinth of where you go around. Like the map doesn't even do it justice as to where you can go around and how high things truly are as you're trying to get through this territory. So I'm just going to do the platform thing on the way out, and plus I need something fairly stable to put like the pipeline on and the power cables for the pumps, just like I did with water, except it's a lot further away. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's why it'll take a few days to do that before I can do episode 1 of season 2, where I'll have found the oil. I don't think it would make good video work, me trying to just put platforms going out somewhere. So that's why I'm not going to do it as a video, I'll just do it off screen. So anyway, we see things are coming along. Here's where I have the hub and the blueprint designer and stuff now, next to the assembly lines. I'm going to employ hypertubes to try and get around here a little bit faster now that I have everything on a centralized power grid. I can just add the hypertube entrances to the nearest power pole, or just plant another one down, hook it up, and you know, it'll be fairly easy. But I got to figure out what points I want to go to and from, because a tube will take you either direction, but between point A and point B. So I got to pick where my point A's and point B's are going to be. Maybe around the base I won't do it so much. Maybe to go out to the water, I'll set one up, and definitely one for the oil, because that's just too far. You know, go in the tube and get there quicker. But I gotta get there manually first, because I need to set up the power lines to hook up the tube entrances, and of course for the pump and everything like that. So I gotta go out there manually, probably a few times, and then we'll see what happens. But one thing that is kind of throwing me off now is we'll see this come up again. And this is, you just gotta trust me, it's like these locations were not the same as last time. Now, I did stop the server in between this time and last time. But, okay, now it's looking different. Yeah, we're seeing 3 here, and we're not seeing the one up there. Maybe I'm not close enough to see it. Oh no, now it's showing it. Gotta be zoomed all the way out. So that one's further, but that one's more of a straight shot. These guys I'd have to go up and then to the right probably. I don't want to go out over the ocean area here, or I don't know if this is necessarily technically ocean. It's pretty much edge of map because the slope is so steep. It's like goes straight down. I have a feeling that's like edge of map area. Like I don't even know if there's ground or water below that. It's just so far down and hazy. You don't see anything. So I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to pretty much just go this way and to the right and see what I get. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this first season. I'll endeavor to make season 2 an interesting experience, and we'll start off with finding oil. So anyway, if this has been helpful for you in any way, or if you've enjoyed it in any sense, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment. Just help a YouTuber out. Thank you very much. I'm going to get this floating wall out of the way. There we go. And you take care. Peace out and stay free.